All right, we're going to show you how to create and use forms through Google and using a document-based question. Again, a form is great for formative responses right away from your students. You can also start to upload some of your documents into these pages, whether they are videos that you want to upload, or you can just take the exact text or the graph or the cartoon that the actual DBQ uses, and you can put this online to make it a little bit more exciting for your students. But forms are a good way to have them systematically go through the documents and answer specific questions that you want. So let's just say I had a political cartoon entered into this page. We'll say it was, this was document A on the DBQ. And I want to ask my students a few questions about that. The first thing we need to do is go to our Google Drive and go to Create. And we're going to create a form. All right. Now they're going to ask us a couple questions. We just want a very basic form. All right, and the first thing I always like to do is I like to have a question that says name, because now we can ensure that our students will put their name on the paper that they're essentially turning in digitally. All right, I don't want this to be a multiple choice question unless they have multiple names, so I'm just going to make this a text box right here. So all they'll do is they'll enter their name in here, and of course I'm going to make this a required question. Okay. And then if you want more questions on your form, you can click Add Item. This time I would like the students to answer a paragraph text so they can answer a little bit more in detail. And let's say the question is going to be, what is the main idea of the cartoon? All right. Now in this format, they can type as much as they want, and then they can submit that. All right. And then I'll try one more question on this form that's a multiple choice. Again, this doesn't have anything to do with my lovely cartoon, but I will make the question, when did FDR get elected to the White House? Okay, I'm going to make the options 1928, 1932, and we'll give it just 3 choices, 1948. So I've now created a form that has a couple different questions, and I'm going to send this form now to my drive. Okay, so if I go back and look at my drive, there's that untitled form. I will give it a title really quick. We'll call this document A. Again, now this should update in my drive, and it has. So if I go back to my digital DBQ here, and I want to insert this form, say underneath my cartoon of FDR, I'll insert a document, and instead of a document this time, I want to go to a form. I want to insert document A. I'll select that, take out the width, save it again, and there is my live form. All right. So now students, if they wanted, could take a look at that mysteriously absent cartoon of FDR, type in their name. They can say the answer to the question, say that he was elected in 1932, promising relief, recovery, and reform, and submit it. And that's just like they're turning in their homework to you. All right. And then to go back and to look at their homework, if you go back to your drive and click on document A, you'll see that live form again. But if you notice, one student has responded. So if you click on there, you can show a summary of the responses, and you can see that the student, Andrew Sharos, has said that FDR was a great president, and also how he answered that question. So that gives you a little bit of some feedback on that. But at the same time, you can also click on Choose Response Destination and get all of these in a spreadsheet, which I find this is a great way to grade these projects or any type of responses that you're getting in. And I'm going to view those responses, and now you'll see as they start to come in, Andrew Sharos' response was first. If you want to put a deadline for your students right here when they can turn in a specific answer to a question that you created for them, you can see if they turned it in on time or late, and then all the students' responses will collect here. And of course you can sort these because it's a spreadsheet alphabetically. So the use of forms I think is a really great way to go through documents and have kids answer specific questions about the documents, and you can collect the responses very easily through those spreadsheets.